everyone, welcome to Moogle Speak. This is probably going to be another epic Moogle Speak because it's been a long time since my last Final Fantasy XIV update, so I've got a lot of stuff to go through. I've just stopped watching the producer's live letter number 3. And there was a lot of information concerning A Realm Reborn, which is the relaunch version of Final Fantasy XIV coming to us in months from now. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all the new features that was in the video. And, well, not all of it, but most of it. And a lot of it that I think needs to be either repeated or that needs to be, enumerated again, or for the first time, because I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people who are not following the game closely probably don't know about, and I think it's be really interesting for you guys to know because it's going to be a brand new game. Basically, there's going to be a lot of features that we've been really wanted to have, and features that are made much better than they were. So basically everything we wanted Final Fantasy XIV to be in the first launch is going to be there in the relaunch, so that's really, really exciting. At least that's what I get from now. So I am Cindy, and today I am drinking some coffee. Just regular coffee. This is my Bailey's cup. Isn't it cute? I got it last year for Christmas as part of this huge Bailey's bottle that I got. Usually around Christmas I always like to buy big Bailey's bottles because I like to drink it. It's a very Christmassy type of drink, and I just drink it in a shot, or drink it with ice just by itself, or mix it with my coffee or hot chocolate or whatever else. So it's really cool. And actually winter's coming. Well, not coming, but for me up in Canada it's not going to be too long from now, so I'm kind of in the Bailey's kind of mood already. But we still don't have snow. We're probably going to have snow late this year because it's really warm still. It's been a very warm fall so far, which is very strange and different. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go back to Final Fantasy XIV. Let me have a sip first. Alright. So first thing that caught my attention a lot was that they addressed the Atomos issue. Atomos is the time-traveling monster or whatever, or it's kind of creature that causes time shifts or shifts between different parallel universes or something like that. Anyway, it's you had Atomos in one of the old single-player Final Fantasy titles, and also in Final Fantasy XI in Wings of the Goddess. And right now it's appearing and it's causing, a lot of issues, and it's probably going to be the reason why our characters or adventurers are going to enter this pocket dimension while the beta is happening. So anyway, but right now he's appearing in different camps. So the Aetherite camps, where the big crystals are, where we used to go to level. You picked up your leaves at the adventurer's desk in the main cities. Then you went to the crystals and you activated them, and you went on your leaves to gather experience points. Well, now at those camps, Atomos appears on top of the crystal, and you can now fight him. At first he was just appearing, actually no, he was appearing and one-shotting people, but you can also go and fight him and get a lot of rewards. And apparently there's too many rewards, too many good ones, so they can adjust that as well, which, is the end. I really don't think it should matter that much, but whatever. And the problem with that is that everybody's gathering around the crystals, and it's causing huge congestion of the server in those areas. So and a lot of people are coming in to do this event, and some people can't even log in anymore because it's causing server instability. So so that's an issue, but they are going to fix it. Also, I'm wondering if it isn't some sort of like ninja beta test or whatever for A Realm Reborn, just to see how the game would function if such an event were to happen. So I don't know, maybe not. Alright, so they talked about mounts as well. We're not going to be able to just ride chocobos. We kind of knew that already because we had the limited time, what are they called? Mount that you can no longer get now. The Gubu. Alright, thank you. The Gubu mounts were limited time only. And we're gonna have other mounts as well. So they talked about a cat mount like Red 13 from Final Fantasy VII. So that's kind of exciting. I would love a cat mount myself. They're my favorite. Also, Araman mount, as was in the concept art a long time ago, is going to also be at launch at some point. So, where I think they did confirm was going to be at launch. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, a big floating eye for a mount. I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. Very sad news about the Path Companions. They're going to be removed along with the parlay system. So you can no longer parlay your way through missions and whatever other uses the parlay mechanic had, I don't know. But that's gone, and the Path Companions that has followed us through the whole main story is going bye-bye, so you better, you know, make those goodbyes very soon, because you won't be seeing them again for ever or a long time. They did say that they do want to have a fellow system like the Final Fantasy XI companions. So basically you'll be able to summon them and they'll fight with you for a period of time or something, but they want us to be able to change their armor and customize them and all that. So they want us to create a bond with our fellows. So they want to really work the system so that it actually functions really well, a lot better than the Path Companions. It's really just NPCs that were with you during the main missions. They don't want that. They want a companion that's more like our Chocobos are going to be. Our Chocobos will not only be able to ride them, but they will also assist us in battle, so they'll be able to fight alongside us, and we'll be able to equip them with armor and everything. So they want the companions to be like the Chocobos are going to be at launch. So that's why they're reworking it, but they will probably come back later. But for launch, the companions are gone. We will still have our retainers, though. They're not really companions, they're just our merchants. But whatever. I got notes. I got lots of notes. Alright, currency. Sorry. So the currency will change denomination. So we have, like, in Final Fantasy, it's always been kind of the tradition to have these huge numbers in guild. Like, guilds always, like, so much zeros everywhere. So they're gonna take away 1 0 so that it be 3,500. So 3,500 will become 350. So it becomes simpler and all that. You're not really gonna lose money because everything in the game is gonna be adjusted that way. So they're not actually taking away money, but it might seem like that when you first log in. You're like, whoa, what happened to all my dough? It's still there. It's just been brought down one enumeration or denomination, whatever. So, and the whole economy is going to be simpler, you know, a little bit. No more like inflated numbers or zeros everywhere for no reason. It's going to be a lot more simplified. So that's good. Dual wielding, okay, so needs to be properly balanced and worked out before the musketeer and the thief, like classes like that, can come into the game. So we're not going to have the thief and the musketeer at launch. I already talked about it in the last Moogle Speak which ones are going to be there. There's the summoner and the arcanist, which is pretty much, I think the arcanist is the class, and then the summoner is the job of that class. So. And kind of, you know how that guys work, right? We talked about this in another video. I got too much stuff to talk about to go into that. Alright, gear sets. We're actually going to get gear sets for all those of you moaning about being able to have gear macros or whatever. You're not going to have that because you'll be able to switch your gear on the fly. So it goes hand in hand with the armory system. So you will be able to change your class and change your armor as well very easily at the click of a button. So, but I don't think you'll be able to do it during battle. So you can't just have a gear swaps during battle like Final Fantasy XI, but between the battle, so if you put your weapon away, you can change class and you can change gear. So you can probably make a macro for, putting weapon away, doing blah, 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 all that stuff. So that's really exciting. I hope that everybody's going to be on board with that and agree that it makes a bit more sense. And I think all the gear swappers, advocates are going to be happy, I hope, anyway. And it's going to make people who don't like clutter and the inventory happy too, because I do believe that your armor doesn't take inventory space as long as it's equipped. So it might take space when you unequip them, and then it goes back into inventory kind of stuff. But at least you're not gonna have like, you know, two armor sets taking space in your inventory at all times. You unequip one, and then you equip one, so it kind of swaps out. So that's cool. I like that a lot. Unless it doesn't take inventory spots at all, even if you unequip it, because I kind of saw on the menu that you have tabs for your gear manager. So if you put, I hope that's how it works. If you put your armor on a, you know, your little inventory menu thing, that it stays there. You know, kind of like Lord of the Rings Online. It did it. So I hope that's how it's gonna work, and then it doesn't take any space at all in your bags. Alright. After that, oh, sprint is added. So the people kind of frustrated about having to run slowly everywhere, you'll now have sprint, like in a lot of other MMOs. Sorry, like in the Secret World or WoW or any of those games. SOTOR has it. So you're able to sprint around now. Very exciting. And you also get mounts. So I'm sure there's going to be people out there who are not going to like this feature, but personally I think it's good. I'm still gonna get my shoes though. I have those special shoes because as a reward for being an 11 subscriber. So I hope the shoes still have sprint on them or whatever. But if not, it doesn't matter. They're just cool anyway to have. Okay. Oh, there's gonna be a toggle for gathering nodes on the map. So if you're more of an adventurer or discover explorer and you don't want to see all the nodes on the map, you can toggle those off and you can discover them as you like. But also the gathering nodes are going to be a little bit more detailed in that you can click on a gathering node and a menu pops up and it would tell you what you can gather. And gathering is going to be more like a mini game as well. It already is, but now you'll have to, you know, like you do now, you have to adjust where to hit the node, and then according to where you can hit, you'll get different things, which is already what we have now, but it should be more clear now. And also, gatherers and crafters will have their own TP points, which are called GP points or CP points, which will, you know, allow you to have these special abilities, which we already kind of have, but they seem to be kind of refining the mechanic and all that. And you won't be able to, you know, spam those points all the time because they'll have to refresh themselves, just like TP. So that's really exciting. Sounds like everything's going to be a bit more involved, and at the same time, easier to handle, you know. So anyway, I really what other notes do I have? You can only yes, you can only start as a battle class now, so you won't be able to start as a miner, as a crafter, or whatever. You'll have to start as one of the battle classes. Mage or warrior, and the reason they do that is because they want everybody to have a solid understanding of the combat before they go into the game. And at level 10 is when you will unlock the rest of the armory, and when you'll be able to, you know, learn crafting and botany, mining, and all that stuff. And they don't want to limit the players too much. They don't want to make the crafting system as a subclass like in all other games, or most of all of the games really. But at the same time, they want to make sure that people know how to fight, because that's where the vision is going now. So yeah. Oh, exciting news for those of us who really, really wanted those black polo meteor shirts, whatever shirts. They were seen at events like Gamescom, and Yoshida was wearing them, and other people in the Square Enix team was wearing them, and now they're printing them off, and they're going to be selling them somehow. They're looking for ways how to sell them and make them available to us. So that's really exciting. I still want that shirt so bad. I'm very excited. I'm getting one as soon as they're out. And then, oh, the level cap at launch of A Realm Reborn will be 50 still. They're not going to have another a new cap like 75 or anything. There's content made for just for level 50, so it's not like even if you have all of your classes unlocked to 50 on your jobs, you'll still have something to do, something new and interesting when launch. Level cap will be increased later on, of course. Now that was interesting. During half the video, the Mr. Wada, the CEO of Square Enix, stopped by and he was giving Yoshida and the team a really hard time, which I thought was really funny. Apparently, he does play the game. He has a level 50 monk and he's in other classes that he's leveling up. And he had an issue with also the Atomos congesting the servers and all that. And he was like, so when is this going to be fixed and all that, and giving them a hard time. It was great. And then a question he brought up was for tells. Will it be easier for people to send tells? Because it's kind of hassle to say /tell all the time or Control R and then, you know, having to type in the character name, especially since we have really long names. And they said that they're working on the system that you can just click on the players' names from the chat window. So like other games as well. It's kind of buggy, they say right now, but they're trying to fix it so that it's ready for launch. So that's cool. The marketplace will be again totally revamped. We knew that. It's been revamped a lot, but it's going to get even more tweaks. The thing with the retainers now, not all the retainers will appear in one spot, they said. I don't know how they're going to work that out, but there are working ways so that it doesn't get congested in the most popular city, like Alda. So, and also the search should be a lot easier to find stuff, even easier than it is now. Because the search function really has been improved quite a bit since its first implementation, but it's going to be even more tweaked. So that's cool. So people can find exactly what they're looking for, not having to look through pages all the time, which is so freaking annoying, really. Okay, so housing. This is probably the most exciting feature for me because there is so much housing information which I didn't know about. I knew the bare bones, bare basics that we would be able to construct our own house somewhere and raise chocobos and possibly have a garden. That's about all I knew. But right now it looks like there will be houses in the towns, or at least in an area connected to the town or close by, in a sort of instance neighborhood or something like that. And you'll be able to, you know, basically it's going to work a lot like Vanguard and Lotro. So it's kind of a mix of Vanguard and Lord of the Rings. So in Lord of the Rings, you go into an instant neighborhood, which is way too far from the main city. In this case, it looks like it's right next to the city or connected somehow. Anyway, you go there and then you go into the instance, whatever, you pick a lot. There's going to be empty lots, empty land, and you're able to buy them. And like Vanguard, there's going to be, you know, lands of various sizes. So you can start with a small one, medium one, and then there's huge ones. And the small ones are going to be for, you know, individual housing, medium ones for maybe houses of many people, or if you want to have a bigger house just because you want, I don't know, a big garden in the backyard, whatever. And then there's going to be huge plots for sale that are going to be ridiculously expensive, and those are going to be probably for the free companies and link shells and all that, or maybe for link shells. It sounds like the free companies are getting their own headquarters, which is just going to be different with their own buildings, I think. I wasn't too clear on that, but that's what it sounded like. So there's definitely going to be housing and guild housing and all that good stuff. The cool thing about the housing too, not only can you construct it, you can choose which environment you want. So I'm guessing that goes with the kind of city it's in. So if you go to Limsa Liminsa, it's probably going to be like Sailorsy. I don't know, maybe. But there's foresty, desert area, and the other one, which is probably like Limsa. So I think that's what those themes comes from. I'm not sure if you can select a theme in a different area. That seems kind of weird. But what you can do is, let's say you build your house in Alda or around Alda. It's desert-like, and you want like a roof or a door from Gridania in the Gridania style or vice versa, you can totally do that. The crafters will be able to make separate items for your houses, so they'll be able to make windows and doors and roofs for you that you can put on your house. So I don't know how the hell you can buy that from the retainers or how that's going to work, but it sounds really, really exciting. So you can get crafters to get to build different portions of your house or different additions to your house and stuff like that. So that sounds really, really cool. What else? Okay, and then of course if you want, you can build a barn in your backyard and raise chocobos. So that's another thing. Yeah, they said you'll be able to do all kinds of stuff or different things in your backyard. So I'm guessing gardening is part of that as well. I lost my spot. Where was I? Purchase land and areas. Yes. Alright. Okay, here it is. Able to raise chocobos. Oh yes, drag and drop objects in your house. So I imagine some of the objects that you can get from events or whatever, maybe even trophies like a helm or a sword that you no longer use but you still want to keep for sentimental reasons, you might be able, I don't know if this is for sure, I'm just assuming, but they said that you can take items and drag and drop them into your house. So you can, you know, place them wherever on the walls. I'm hoping that's kind of how EverQuest 2 did it. So that sounds really cool. So excited. So you're able to decorate your house however the heck you want. Isn't that awesome? It's so awesome. I'm so excited. Seriously. And houses can also be used for link shells and free companies, and you can even have different rooms inside. Like, you can build pretty much whatever you want. Yeah, so cool. And then whatever. Okay, so casting. They showed us how casting is gonna look a little bit. It seems that the casting is faster now. The magic, you know, the animations and the look seems to be a bit more fluid, but at the same time, the animation seems to be shorter. So I think they've cut down on some of the specialty, very small tweaks that they had to make things look really alive. I don't know how else to explain this. And they kind of cut the fat, is what I mean, in the animations so that it's faster and more responsive. And I thought it looked great personally. I know there's probably going to be people out there that are not happy with it, whatever. I think it looks awesome and it's faster and I like it. That's what I have to say about that, and I like it. Ishgard and Alamigo will not be at launch, so that kind of sucks. But there will be other places to visit that we haven't been to yet. So Yoshida was trying to make a point that, you know, the whole game, the whole territory, everything, the maps were completely redone. So while they were redoing it, they also added more stuff in for us to see. So that's really cool. Okay, so they talked about the free companies. So basically, to form a free company and what those are, they basically work like traditional guilds in other games, like World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, so not SWTOR so much, but you know, those kinds of games. And what you do is you will need 4 people to make one. You will need to select a grand company, so you'll have to pick if you're going to go with Alda, Gridanias, or the Maelstrom in Limsa Lominsa, and so forth. And you have to stick with that grand company, unfortunately, and or fortunately, whatever. And then you'll be able to form your free company and have only a certain amount of people join. And then as you gain rewards and as you gain levels, so you can be able to gain levels, you'll get achievements, you'll be able to unlock, as you gain levels, I think you can unlock how many people can go in, just like other guilds do it, right? And EverQuest and all that. And then you'll be able to, as you progress with your levels, you also get achievements, you'll get more points, you get different things for your headquarters, so different things to decorate your headquarters with. So there's all kinds of bonuses and stuff you get to be in a free company. Now, because free companies can only have so many people in them, what they're going to do is have an alliance system. So you'll be able to, you know, let's say if you have free companies that are very similar, share the same goals, you'll be able to ally with them, which we kind of already seen in some of the link shells in Final Fantasy XIV that have done that themselves. So you'll be able to do that for real now. So that sounds really exciting. So now your link shells are going to be for the social stuff, for talking and that kind of things. And then when you want to do more specific things, raiding, whatever, end game stuff, or you know, NM hunting or whatever, you'll be able to have your free companies to do all that good, you know, more hardcore stuff. So, and it's going to be lots of bonuses. So that's pretty awesome. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about that. The battle system is going to be different enough. It's been tweaked a lot even since this revamp that we know in Final Fantasy XIV in this current version. In A Realm Reborn, it's even been more worked on, and enough that the classes will probably feel pretty different. So we'll probably have an adjustment period when the relaunch happens where we're like, oh my god, what happened to my class? How does it? So we'll have to play around with that a little bit and get reacquainted with our classes. So that's That's interesting. I'll probably will be leveling a new class when A Realm Reborn comes just to get myself back into things and see how it works now. How the armory works now. The leaves will stay pretty much as they are. I mean, they're just there as an option for soloers, really, for for people to just go and kind of bang them and get their XP. Behests will change a little bit. They're even thinking of renaming Behests because they won't be the same. They will be more complex and puzzle-like. I don't know what that means, but if they're more complex and there's a little bit more diversity or a little bit more to do in them, a bit more interesting things, and that's cool. Same with the notorious monsters, the caravans, and the hamlet are still going to be in there, but they're going to be encapsulated. They're going to be under other content. So maybe you'll get a story mission that will require you to escort a caravan or something like that. It will come hand in hand with probably the story or other quests that you're going to be undertaking, which is cool because it kind of forces people to actually do that content instead of having it kind of floating around in the world. So we'll see how that works out. But eventually there are going to be attacks on villages, a lot like at Ergon, but that's not going to be at launch. It's going to be later on, where there's going to be raids or whatever attacks on your people, and you'll have to go defend them. And I guess those will be pretty easy to get in and out of. So I'm looking forward to that as a very casual player who kind of jumps in and out of the game. And I won't probably be doing a lot of the raiding and a lot of the big content, so that's probably going to be my end game for me, is those types of fights. So that's really cool. I'm really excited for that. And that's pretty much it for this Moogle Speak. It's been like filled with freaking information. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. I have all these little papers. But very exciting stuff. I'm pretty much over the moon. We did talk a little bit about the graphics and all that, but I wasn't going to go into that because I think that's just stuff that we'll see when it comes out. Maybe we'll have discussion when A Realm Reborn launches and see, kind of compare what the graphics were then and what there are now. Personally, I don't think it's that big of an issue. I'd rather have, a good game that has really good, solid gameplay than, pretty all the time and having a broken game, which is what we got the first time around. So this time, hopefully, it's the opposite. But, it still looks fantastic. I think the lighting and the environments, to me, look a lot more natural and immersive than what we had before, which is a bit was saturated, which I've talked about before. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good week or weeks. I'm not sure when we'll see each other again. I'm really freaking busy right now. I'm going to be really busy pretty much up until the end of January. So up till February. February, we'll see what happens. And I'll be going change of career then and job hunting, so I might still be really busy there, but that's when school ends, so we'll probably see a lot more of each other. Okay, bye.